Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, fans and friends, hello and welcome to another episode of Live Painting Channel. My name is Warren. I'm the host. Working on a painting we started last week. Let's just dive into it. We're going to finish this puppy up. My painting hat on. It's a painting inspired by a photo I snapped of Larsen Lake. I've got the reference photo right here. And I'll be trying to finish this painting up today. Get that close-up cam really close up because we're going to do definitely some detail work here. So the plan here is to add some detail, a little bit of detail to the foliage, the edge of the lake there. I'm going to put in a little boat dock, I think, and then we're going to have fun. We're going to put some branches in the foreground. So as always, we started from the back, painted the sky. I really kind of like the way this one turned out. Little cirrus clouds. And fall day. It's finally turned the corner. We're into fall. And a beautiful little lake. Lots of wildlife on it. A couple of herons that live there, and great blue herons, and lots of ducks and stuff. It's a cool lake. And we'll see what we can do here. I got a palette started. The palette is a continuation of the palette I worked with or started last week. Consists of, get a pointer here, kind of a unique mixture of blues today. I've got ultramarine blue, which is kind of almost a purplish hue, if you can see that. And I've got some phthalo blue and a little cerulean blue, 3 blues. Some white, a little bit of gray here and there to dampen things up. That's for my bright colors. I've got Naples yellow right here, some yellow ochre, and some cadmium orange, which will add a few highlights later. I've got some raw sienna, some burnt umber, a little bit of green over here. Sap green today. So actually what I want to do here is I want to add just a little bit of green to the painting. Why not? Let's do that. Really don't want green to take over here because there's not a whole lot of green left out there, but we're going to add a little bit of green on this side, right in here. Yeah. Just a little bit of green foliage coming up through there. Maybe continue that over a little bit. Now let's put a little behind here. Like I said, I don't want to go too green, but green was just calling out my name today. Pretty bright orange on those willows, I think they are, some kind of bush. A little bit of green, and I'm going to pick that up here as a part of the reflection in the water. Just a little bit. And good morning, everybody. Yeah, I got a little music going today. Just a little loop. Actually recording some songs. You all know we started a band called Bloody Ice Cubes, and it's been going well. I'm not sure if we're going to be the next rock band to be famous. Who cares? We're having a lot of fun. Jason and I, my son, have been jamming a lot. I think he's coming over tonight, in fact. Yeah, music, art, all the finer things in life, right? In any event, if you've just joined the show, you've joined the Live Painting Channel, and we're painting live here. Working on a little sort of a ditty. It's a small painting, 11 by 14. A little bit smaller than my last few canvases. Just add a little green in here. I'm going to put a little green by the right at the shoreline, kind of helps that demarcation a little bit. That's an RMS art. Welcome to the program. I paint every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is probably evening Europe, and tomorrow in Australia, if you've joined from any of those faraway places. So we're just painting a fall picture today. It was pretty fast. We just laid this out and whipped out that sky. I got in the UK. Yes, awesome. Yes, 1811. Pretty late. All right, so we started this painting, and it went very quickly. We got to where we are in about an hour, a little less, last week. And it's got this nice lake scene. We're going to do some fun stuff here. We're going to, first, as I finish the back and middle ground, and then we're going to put some foreground stuff in it. Maybe some cool branches coming out. Try to add it a little bit of depth to the painting. All right, and that's about all the green I wanted. Actually, though, I'm going to carry that green a little bit. A little tip for you if you're painting reflections. Good way to do it is just find your horizon line, which is I'm going to call the lake here, the lake edge, and you just kind of do a little measurement. So right about there is where I want a little green, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the reflections here next. And I got to leave them kind of wet, so when I start doing that, I got to really rock and roll. Because you'll see, I want to get kind of a reflection blend kind of going on. So I'll leave that going. Now I'm just going to start whipping out some of these reflection areas here. I'm going to make it pretty loose. And we're going to blend it all up. There. Just going to kind of lay a little bit of orange. Roll the brush a little bit. All right. Indication of those trees in the back. Like so. We gotta hurry because I gotta do this while it's wet. Thanks for the comments, everybody. Somebody asked me on a recent show if I'm the new Bob Ross, and I guess I considered that a compliment. He's definitely one of my sort of mentors, if you will. Never met the guy personally, but wow, what a prolific painter. He produced, I think it was over 30,000 paintings in his career. Wonderful guy. Makes happy trees and stuff like that. All right, that's about all I want there. Now I got better hurry and get my darker tones in there. And again, we're just going to kind of eyeball that, but That tree is going to start right about there. We're going to just little indications of trees here. Because then we're going to do the fun thing. We're going to paint right over that stuff with a big old brush. There we go. Just some wispy little indications of things. Trees and one over here. So it's right about there. Okay, now I better keep going. Otherwise, it'll all dry too fast. Take a big old brush, 2-inch sable, inexpensive but nice little brush. We're gonna make a big batch of paint on my extra palette here and keep it pretty wet. Let's see what happens here. Okay, are you ready for this? I guess I'm the one that has to be ready. All right, here's where this is an acrylic painting, by the way, and this is where I either destroy it or make something really cool happen, because I'm going to put a reflection across here like so. Maybe I'll do a countdown on 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. See what happens. There we go. Ah, sweet, sweet. Sometimes you just get lucky. Look at that. All right, now I'm gonna go for a little more of that blue mixture. I'm feeling empowered by that stroke. Painting is fun. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Wow, now watch this. Everybody ready? Okay, better be. Right across here. 1, 2, 3. And how about one right there? Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay, I like that darker blue. And on the bottom, kind of grayish blue. Sometimes we get lucky. That was nice. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more on that. Whoosh is right. Wow. See the light? See the light just hitting that water? The cooler what, huh? Yeah, there's a saying in golf. I'm an avid golfer for many years, and there's a saying in golf, I'd rather be lucky than good. So I think we got lucky on that one. Now we're talking. Now we got ourselves some reflections. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to do something that I was thinking about here. I am going to put a little boat dock in here on the lake. That's what I'm going to do. exactly sure how, but we'll build a dock back in there. Maybe there's a little boat or two coming in. Yeah, right there is where I want it. I'll tell you a little bit about composition, at least from my standpoint. I like that little Bob Ross icon there. Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to decide where we want the boat dock. So I've always got my trusty T-square with metric and English measurements on it. So I measure across there, and that is, like I said, 11 inches. So I'm going to pick a spot that is right here. I made a little mark, already measured it, to put my boat dock, because it's actually going to be small, but I want the eye to kind of be drawn to that as part of the creating depth. So let's see what we can do here. Oops, gotta watch out because sometimes you have wet paint under there. One little trick that I'd use is I can use my pinky so I don't mess up the rest of the painting there. We're gonna have that boat dock coming out right there. Get that speaker thing out of the way. Now, it's real small, so I got the close-up cam though. Follow along what we're doing here. And let's get real close up. Super close. Hopefully you can watch what I'm doing there. Oh, yeah, it's kind of focused. All right. I got the teensiest, tiniest little brush in the world right here that I'm using. Worst case is I botch it. I just paint over it. Yeah, rules of threes, huh? Yeah, you know where that came from. They do call it the rule of three in art a lot of times, but it's really derived from what's called the golden mean, or the golden section ratio. Interesting, by the way. This is well known back thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians knew about these special proportions. And it's interesting because the rules of three is roughly what it is, but what it has to do with, let me just give you a little math here. If you were to take and divide a point, let's call it AB, the width of this canvas, at a point C in such a way that the smaller portion is to the larger as the larger is to the whole, it gives you very close to the thirds ratio, but it's actually 0.618003989. Just call it 0.618, round it off. And it's also a ratio that's found in nature. There's a study of plants called phyllotaxis, which is believe it or not, the study of leaf distribution in plants. And plants grow with that ratio. It's really interesting. The difference between each of the stems that come out follows that ratio. And you know what else? If you want a little numerology to throw in on that top of that ratio study, here's what it's all based on too. It's just magical how it's related. But there's a series of numbers called a summation series. You start your 1, 2, 3, and then you start adding the number that you're on to the one before it, 5, 8, 13, etc. And then if you divide any one of those numbers by the predecessor, you get that same ratio found in nature. Great pyramids of Egypt, all over the place. Anyway, I better get painting here. That dock is looking pretty good right now. So the lights come. Another thing about art and painting is always understand where your direction of light is. In this case, it's coming from the left, kind of late afternoon sun. So the left-hand side, or this part of the dock, is kind of bright white, And then it's going to be a little darker when it gets into the shadow on this angle. So we'll do that. Tiny little boat dock. Not too bad though. Yeah, whoever said math was boring, huh? Not when you start really getting into some of that. Another little mathematical thing, and might be useful, might not, for you out there. But there's a triangle called the 3, 4, 5 triangle. So any unit of measure doesn't matter. If you make a triangle with each of the sides being 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, guess what happens? I'll leave it on as a question for now, for a little math riddle. Guess what happens if you make a triangle with those dimensions, 3, 4, and 5 sided length edges? Guess what happens? Man, I could see almost somebody fishing off that dock. Yeah, I think we might just do that here in a minute. Yeah, let's just do it. I think there's somebody fishing on that dock. Let's put him in a nice red jacket or something. How about that? I like putting really tiny little surprises in my paintings sometimes. But maybe there's 2 people enjoying the scenery on that dock. Like I said, we're going to put this person in a red jacket. How about that? And I think that person next to him has a yellow jacket, not like the bee, just a yellow jacket. I'm going to make a nice bright yellow jacket. Just invested in a new organizational scheme for my studio here, by the way. Hey, why don't I show it to you? Just got them down at Michael's Art Supply there. And there are these really cool little shelves with pull-out drawers and stuff. They have on wheels. Anyway, I digress. But it's really helped me because my paints used to just be lying all over the place. But like I was saying, the other person gonna have a yellow shirt instead of a yellow jacket. There we go. Can you see him? Pretty cool. All right, a couple people out there enjoying the scenery. And now, sometimes you got to step back and squint. Squinting is actually a real deal. Notice how I paint the edges of the canvas, by the way. That way you don't have to frame them. Learned that from my daughter Amber. She's pretty smart. Good to have smart kids. Anyway, we're making some good progress here. All right, I'm going to work, actually, before I do the major grand finale. I hear the one in red there. That's funny. That's cool. Before I do the grand finale, I'm going to squint at this painting, clean my brushes, get a plan of attack for the next phase here. So we work from the farthest back, the sky, the middle ground, that row of trees, the middle foreground, the row of foliage, edge of the lake. Now we got ourselves a little dock and a couple of people. And then, what I want to do, I'm going to lower the boom on this a little. Sound effects. Gonna lower this close-up cam right down into this little corner here. Because what I'm going to do, I'm gonna put some little lily pads or something in there to give it some more depth. How about that? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to sparingly put some more green in it, in the painting. See, I just have that little bit of green right up in here and right behind those golden bushes there. I want to put a couple little lily pads or something in here, floating in the water. And also adds a little depth here, because as you know about the laws of perspective, I'm sure. But I took on a different terminology when it came to the laws of perspective. I decided to call them the guidelines of perspective. Not sure it's a real law. But anyway, the guidelines of perspective are that the same size object, when it's farther away, appears smaller. Duh. I mean, maybe you didn't know that, but it took me a while to sink in as to how I can use that to create depth in the painting. So same size objects, let's just say, and they get a little smaller as they're farther away. You put one right in there too. So let's step back and look at that, see if it's giving us some depth there. Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of liking it. Oops, there we go. Too many tripods. Put some little wavy things in here. Maybe that's some of the tentacles of the lily pads or something. There we go. Alright. We're getting ready. This could be done soon, because I don't want to destroy it. Get ready to do the grand finale here. Getting ready. All right. I think I need a smaller brush. Hang on. Perfect. Got old Mr. Wispy out here. Check this brush out. A Mr. Wispy. Good for doing what I'm going to do here. Alright. Now I'm going to just go crazy again. You got to be ready for this. Everybody ready? You got to get ready for this. Actually, I'm the one that's got to get ready. We've got to really have some. I think got to be bold here. I want to go like so. All right. All right. Let's do it. I can't undo that. Bell's already rung, but I like it. We're gonna go up now. A little bit finer and finer and finer. There we go. That is amazing. Woo-ha! I gotta tell you, that was fun. that was just a hoot right there. All right, now that I got my courage going here, we can work on that a little bit more. Bam. Boom is right. All right. Now I got to be careful not to overdo it, but that was so fun. I'm gonna do a little something here. I'll go like this. Kind of get my. There's your dynamic stuff. That's right. Okay, I'm seeing it. Another one. A winner. That was a winner. That was a winner, all right. All right, we're gonna go like so. Organized chaos, huh? What we're talking about. This little one, this guy has a little friendly cousin branch going right out like that. What? Pretty good. Having a good old time here. Well, I'm having a heck of a fun time just making some sticks here. Well, it does add some depth to it, doesn't it? Yeah. And for that, I'm grateful that it worked. Here's a saying that I've heard a lot and I really like, and that is luck. Luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. And I think we got lucky here. I think we got pretty lucky. Yeah. Well, I like that singularity of that one branch so much that I'm gonna compliment it a little but leave it mostly alone. It seems to need a friend over here, kind of like maybe another little friendly. Yeah, because I think it needs something needs to go right here. I love that movie called Pay It Forward. It's a concept, and somebody made it into a film. I guess I'd call that one a film. I really like that one. Pay It Forward. You know, random acts of kindness, stuff like that. Go big or go home, I guess, huh? Alright, well, we did it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fans, friends, and family, I think we've nailed it well enough. So we're going to sign this painting right now. We're going to call it good. Stick a fork in it. So speaking of which, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Wow, yeah. I put the date in it nowadays because it might be like a time capsule. And I used to just put, the apostrophe 20 or whatever, but then I got to thinking, what if somebody stumbles across either the video archive of this or finds this painting somewhere? They wouldn't know if it's 1920, 2020, or 3020, right? All right, well, everybody, thank you for joining today's episode of the Live Painting Channel. My name is Warren, the host. Broadcast live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Join us from anywhere in the world. Thanks for joining us in the UK and Australia and other places today. Peace. Have a great day. Be safe.